Well, with the release of the night modes for Call of Duty Warzone, I've been playing a lot of solos. And I'm going to walk you through one of my recent games here. Let's see. Pick a jump location outside of Stadium. The tent's up on the hill between Stadium and TV station. The reason I went there is I'm not going to be getting any contracts, and I just wanted an uncontested jump location.
Move to the safe zone.
Now, typically I'll jump at about 600 to 700 meters from the plane, and that'll give me a glide all the way to my spot. In this case, it's going to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to have to open the chute a couple times to get there. I also use this time to kind of look around and see who else is going with me. Every time I slow down, see if anybody passes me. And I'm going to try to land on the rooftop, so I'm a little bit safer from anybody landing around me. Also, there's a little bit of loot, usually on the rooftops. And in this case, I missed the rooftop. Okay.
All targets is AO.
That's important anytime you're going to go into these buildings, just to listen for footsteps, listen for anything before you go crashing in. Now, it's hard sometimes with the trunks making their humming noise, but definitely look at your ground loot. Pick the best weapon for what you get going on, which in this case I need something with a scope, and I'm looking to find ammo, self-revive, gas mask, armor box, munitions box, things like that. I'd like to get a kill streak also if possible. Up here on this tower, I want to stay low in case anybody's looking at me. There's a cluster strike. That's a good start. Same thing here. I'm going to try to loot the top of the building before I go inside. That gives me a little bit of a time to listen. I hear the boxes humming. I'm listening for any footsteps. Going slow. Now, I didn't pick up that munitions box. I should have. I was too worried about being visible in these windows. So the night mode, the inside of the buildings are lit up really bright. You don't want to be in here any longer than you really have to be. And when you are in here, get away from the windows. There's a gas mask, so that's good. So I have a cluster strike, a gas mask. Ammo's building up pretty good. I have a couple good weapons. All I really need is a satchel, some armor plate, and a munitions box, which I just missed. I should go back and get it, but I forgot about it. I thought I heard somebody walking, but it's actually these tents over here flapping. So any tents are going to make a little bit of noise. Any burned out cars are going to make a popping noise that sounds a lot like somebody walking. So just be careful about that. And now I've pretty much looted this section. I'm not going to go up in that other tower, just too risky at this point. I'm going to find a little bit of cover here, pause, check the map, see where I'm going to go next. Now I know it was a big circle. It's going to rotate in towards TV station.
Move up.
So let's move to this other cluster of houses here and see what we can find. Same thing, I'm going to pause and listen when I'm approaching the buildings. Try to stay in a little bit of a shadow or someplace where you're not very visible. Slowly open the door. Another gas mask, I don't need it.
Gas is closing in.
And at this point I need to know exactly what I need, because you don't want to be rushing into rooms if you already have all the ammo you need or guns you're not going to want. So I have full AR ammo and SMG ammo. So I won't be trying to capture any more of that stuff. A couple more armor plates would be good. Finally get the shield up. A little more cash. Shotgun armor. I'm not going to use it though. I am awful with a shotgun for some reason. little bit of shooting down the hill. I'm not going to focus on it at this time. I'm going to try to get in a little bit of a shadow area before I try to look at that. The way they have this moon so bright, if you just stand out in the open, you're going to get sniped pretty quick. So I'm in the high ground. I'm trying to peek in all the windows to my next couple houses, looking for any movement, listening for anything, but got to let the airstrike go by. All the boxes are humming. That's a good sign, but not a guarantee. I've seen some solo matches where someone will camp one of these boxes, just waiting for a sucker like me to come in and cap me. Alright, so get away from the windows. Now I'm about 6 minutes into this match and I still haven't had a single kill. I haven't actually seen anyone yet. So the choice of jumping here was a good one. Self-revive, that's good. So I have my gas mask, my self-revive, a kill streak. All I really need is a munitions box, which I missed it back at the first building, and I don't think I want to go back and get it. Let's duck in a little cover here, see if we can hear anything. Figure out where we're going next. There's another cluster of houses at the top of this hill. Again, we're just going to stop, crouch down, walk slow so we can hear, stay in the shadows. I'm going to check the map to see where we're going to rotate. It looks like we're probably going to be going counterclockwise for a while. And then at some point we'll have to reverse and go clockwise back towards TV station as the circle closes. There's a nice SMG. We'll swap out. And we'll stay with what we got. More stuff that I don't really need. Still really light on armor. I'd like to get some.
An enemy team is hunting you. Stay alert.
Now I'm being hunted, so I need to keep an eye on that yellow bar. I need to get my loadout, so I get my ghost class. And I also changed to cold-blooded for this night mode to keep me off the thermal scopes, which should work out
Gas is
well.
closing in. Relocating the safe zone.
Now I first want to get close to this loadout and see how many boxes there are. If there's only one box, it's pretty sure I'm the only guy in the area. If there's more than one box, bring someone else down. Again, I'm trying to use the shadows, use a little bit of cover. There's only one box. Get out here and get my Ghost Kilo class and pick back up my SMG because I won't need a rocket launcher. Now this gives me an AR to use 210 rounds and an SMG to use the other 150 rounds. So lots of ammo. I have a scope on both guns, so it should work out real well. Kind of panicking now because I know I need some ammo. Alright, sorry, I know I need some armor, and I'm not finding any. I do have plenty of cash to go buy it, but it's quite a hike to a buy station.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Not worried about the UAV since I have my Ghost class. I still need to stay out of the bright light because people can see me. I do have the cold-blooded, so I shouldn't show up on thermal scopes. So I feel pretty confident right now that I can compete in a gunfight. I'm going to start trying to rotate in just a little bit and then look back and see if I can find anybody coming in behind me. Still panicking a little bit about not having enough armor. Getting lots of cash. And I'm starting to loot a little bit recklessly here. Really loud. But since I've actually worked through this area, cleared it out, I'm not really worried too much. And also I'm being hunted, but nobody's getting closer to me, so that's a good thing. And now I'm just going to go ahead and buy what I need. Give up on looting. I still have plenty of cash for a loadout if I need it in the future, but I can't think of anything in a loadout that would help me since I already have Ghost and I already have some good weapons.
Enemy UAV overhead.
So we're just going to figure out where to rotate in.
Mark on the grid. Let's go.
The enemy lost track of you. You're safe.
I'm not worried about being hunted anymore, so let's move away from their last known position. I've already cleared these buildings up, so I should be okay up here. Well, that was scary. I'm going to find a little bit of cover here, and then look back and see if anybody's getting pushed in with the gas. This is where you can pick up a few cheap kills if you need them. And I'm not actually looking through the scope, I'm looking at the entire landscape. I'm just using the zoom, the aim down sight zoom, to give me a little bit better view. Now I don't really need to loot anything at this time, but I thought I had heard footsteps. And I think it's just the crackling burnout truck. And that's what it is.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Okay, there's firing up to my left. So we're going to rotate. I don't need to loot anything, so we're just going to go outside this fence, around this house. Again, see if we can scan the landscape, see if anybody's coming out. I'm expecting someone to be rotating out since I haven't seen anyone yet, and we're almost 13 minutes into this match. Now there's a cluster of buildings with one high-rise in the middle here to my left. I don't really want
Enemy
to
UAV overhead.
get close to it because I haven't checked it at all. So we're going to go behind this wall. Just look for anybody that might be camping these buildings. Gas is starting to push in from behind me, which is good.
Gas is closing. Get to the new safe zone.
And I've already checked most of the buildings behind me where the
Location
gas
marked.
is.
Let's
so
move.
I'm pretty sure I'm safe from behind. Now somebody got killed here. And from where they're at, it probably came from up on top of this tall building. But we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to keep moving towards the circle. I'm looking at the top of the building just to make sure nobody's peeking on me. And again, I just want to get in a little bit of cover, move slow, listen, and just keep making angles towards that next circle.
Enemy UAV overhead.
Now someone's fairly close because they keep popping the UAVs. And I try not to slide it at night because it's pretty loud. But I messed up on that one.
Gas is
Hut
closing in.
up here on the top of the hill, which has great cover, and it'll also give me a little bit of a shadow on the backside. So we'll get over here on the dark side of it. We'll pop this car just just to make it be quiet. Now we can overlook this next batch of buildings that are inside the circle. Now we're going to have to move down here, but we're going to look for movement, try to find someone that is just rotated into the area. And I find it almost impossible that no one is on this half of the map. So there will be someone out here. Just a matter of finding them. I don't want to wait too long because I do have to rotate all the way over to TV station to get back in the zone. Oh, there's some movement.
Target sighted!
And from playing quads, I'm marking my targets before I shoot, just in case I have to run and hide. I can easily get back to where I last saw them. Now, I really don't have any reason to go down here and loot this body, but I'm just trying to see if anybody's following him. And I came down here. There's, again, nothing I really need. All I ended up doing is picking up a little bit of ammo that I don't really need at this time. And making way too much noise and being out away from cover too much. So we're on the edge of the zone. Again, I'm just peeking all these buildings, trying to see if I can see any movement. Make sure I'm not getting ran up on from behind. Now there's somebody fighting over there to the south. Now that was silenced gunfire. It wasn't on the mini-map, but I don't know where it was coming from. So let's just get inside the zone a little bit here. So now I'm going to stop and listen. Waiting for the circle to close behind me so I know there's nobody jumping off those hills coming down on me. And I want to see where the next zone is going to close to. So as soon as the next circle picks up, I'm going to pick a location to go to. And what's going to drive my decision is I want a skinny, closed area. I don't want to move to the wide side. But those buildings there look pretty good, but it would be impossible to go across the runway later as the zone closes. So that is not a good choice. We're probably going to go back clockwise and
Location
to the bridge.
marked. Let's move.
So we'll get down in that riverbank area. We'll get some protection from the rocks and move towards the bridge. Now the gas is already moving, or it's going to be moving soon, so I got to move quick. But I'm going to move slow with a purpose. You know, don't just run a little bit, clear the area, stop, listen, run from cover to cover. And even though I'm running, I'm actually looking with my eyes the whole field of view. Looking for people in
Gas is
windows,
closing in.
looking for people behind walls. And again, I have no reason to loot anything, so I'm going to leave that box just as it is.
Enemy UAV overhead.
My key is to get down to that. Somebody's close, really close. Let's get in the shadow, see if we can find them. Now this building here has an open top to it, so he's not standing on top of that building. Let's just continue here. Okay, the train's going to make some noise for me, which is good. It'll distract a lot of people. They'll be looking at the train and not at me. Somebody else got thirsted right here in the riverbank. Again, no loot to pick up, so just keep moving. Let's get to this cover and turn around and listen. Because I would expect someone to be following me. Now there's gunfire here to the left. What was that guy thinking? Now he was in a perfect spot, but he wasn't protecting the back. He should have been looking down at the riverbank, and he could have killed me easily. But he didn't, and he's dead. So let's set our next rotation. Again, we want to go to cover,
marked.
so we're going
Let's
to
move.
go along the edge of the storm. We know nobody's behind us here. We know nobody's out to the left side.
You've got gas
So all we have to do is
Safe
keep
zone
running
relocated.
and keep looking to the right. Make sure nobody's out there in the trees. Gotta make sure guns are loaded. Make sure armor's up. I'm using this noise to make some ground. Also, somebody just coming back from the gulag. There he is. Now, he's not going to have any weapons. He's not going to have any armor. He should be an easy kill, but there's going to be other people in this circle thinking the same thing I am, so I got to be careful. So he's in this building next to me. He probably has a gun by now. And he did. He had a shotgun.
Gas is closing in.
Since I was far enough away, it wasn't a factor. Now we made a bunch of noise, so let's make sure nobody's coming in on us. And set our next
Location marked.
rotation.
Let's move.
Stay along the edge of the storm. We'll move in cover. Go-kart track out here. A lot of people just lay down out there, so we got to make sure that that's empty. These tanks have not been looted. You can see the stuff on top, so it's probably pretty safe. This building next to me is humming, but we don't need any loot. But I want to listen, so I'm going to stop this thing from humming. Get in a little bit of a shadow area and listen. And we're also going to wait for the next circle to show up to know where we're going to move next.
You've got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated.
Location marked. Let's move.
Alright, so this circle's getting pretty small. There's 11 people left. I would expect
10
someone to
remain.
be
You're nearly
coming
done.
in from the gas, but they're not. So we'll sit behind this wall and wait for someone to come running in. Now I switched to my kilo here that has 100 rounds, just so if I do
Enemy
get in a
UAV
gunfight
overhead.
while not running, I'm not going to run out of ammo.
Enemy UAV overhead.
And I always
Gas is
switch
moving.
to the SMG when I'm running, just because I travel a lot faster. Now the mini-map just showed someone on that second building. And I think he came out to peek to put that kill streak on the hangars. So he's going to sit up there for a little while. And I'll probably drop a kill streak on him before we move in his direction. We're going to let the circle close. We're looking for other people on the mini-map. People over in the hangars. He's still up on top. Now, I'm not at a great angle for this kill streak. I'd like to run it right down the length of the building, but I can't do that. So
Gas is moving in.
best guess
Safe
where we
zone
think he
located.
is.
This is Builder 2-0. Good
And the bad
copy.
thing is
London
now he knows where we're at, because the kill streak always goes from my position to him. So we're going to go a different angle when we approach this building,
Only 5 remain. Finish your
even
mission.
though it's really dangerous because there could be anybody out to my right watching. And sure enough, there's the gunfire from the right. We've got to get back in the shadows. He's up on the roof. He's probably looking for me now. Let's get in these shadows over here. Let's keep moving, get in the circle. Now this is a good spot to sit and listen. We're inside the circle. We have cover behind us. hear him up on the roof. He's fighting somebody right out behind me. Now this wall, I'd love to just go all the way down the wall. But he's on that roof and he can jump down at any time, come in behind me. So I think I'm going to go back and hide in that corner until he jumps. Now if he jumps down with a shotgun, I'm in trouble. I'm just going to go ahead and go.
Gas is
Luck
moving
he
in.
doesn't jump
New
down
safe
behind
zone
the wall.
located.
And we're here. He jumped right behind me and I'm
5
dead.
remaining. We lost that one.
Let's go ahead and spectate this guy and see where he ends up. Because he is following the same line that I would have been on, so we would have stayed behind this wall. Now he's moving a little faster than I would have. I most likely would have went left around this hangar. He chose to go right, which puts him right in the middle of two people. But he must hear the other guy in the smoke. So he's trying to get his back to the gas, so he's the first one to the new circle. He knows nobody's coming around that side, and there he is. An easy kill for the win. So we had a couple mistakes. We weren't centering our shots very well in the whole game, and we let that guy get behind us right there at the end. But we were really only one kill away from being the winner of this game. It's the good thing about Warzone. You set it up, go again.